In this video, we'll learn about variables and assignment statements. A variable stores a value, and as the name implies, the value that is stored in a variable may vary or may change. A variable has a name, or to use the official Python terminology, is an identifier. We've learned about expressions before, but have not heard the word statement before. An expression is one kind of statement, an expression statement, and we'll learn about more kinds of statements like assignment statements and others in this module. An assignment statement binds or assigns a value to a name or identifier, or rebinds or reassigns a value to a name or identifier. That was a bit of a mouthful, so let's see an example. Here is an example assignment statement that is creating the variable named x and then assigning the value 3 to x. When an assignment statement is evaluated, it binds or assigns the value on the right-hand side to the variable on the left-hand side. If the expression on the right-hand side is more complex, for example, 2 plus 3, or something even more complex perhaps, it is first evaluated until it's a value and then assigned or bound to the variable on the left-hand side. When an assignment statement is run, as we've said, it assigns the value on the right-hand side to the variable on the left-hand side, and it evaluates to a special value none in Python. So if we were to run this cell, Jupyter will not appear to have done anything because it does not give us any output, but it has assigned the value 5 to x. So let me show you, let me run this. And because we don't see output, we might think that nothing has happened. But we can check by accessing the value in x by using x's name. Because in this cell, the only statement I have is accessing the value that's in x, we know that that is the last statement in the cell. So when I run my code, we'll see the result of that last line, which tells us that x has the value 5. We can reassign a different value to x, and that will change the value that x has. This is how the value of x can vary. It is currently 5, but if we write x equals 6, it will now become 6. So we have now another assignment statement assigning the value 6 to x. Again, if I run it, I do not see any input, but if I access the value that's stored in x, I see that its value is 6. Let's see a slightly more complicated example that uses more than one variable. If I had x equals 5 and y equals 4, remember what happens when those two statements are evaluated. The variable named x is assigned the value 5. The variable named y is assigned the value 4. Now let's think what would happen if I did the assignment statement x equals y. How that will evaluate is we will evaluate the expression on the right until it's a value and then assign that value to the variable on the left. The expression on the right, we're accessing the value in y. So y evaluates to 4. Then we assign the 4 to x. So now if I access the value of x, if I run this, we would expect it to be 4. So remember that that equal symbol in Python assigns the value from the right to the variable on the left.